right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to what is now game number 2 of the BTS Series European Division. What is a final matchup once again, game number 2. Virtus.Pro up 1-0 here in this best of 3 over Elements.Pro Gaming. What a game 1 we had too. If you happen to check that one out, if you didn't, I highly recommend on the VOD, whether it's mine or somebody else's. It was honestly a really fun match, just about a half an hour match really. So fairly quicker one, but VP taking it in the end. Their wombo combo, their team fight was just so strong. And despite the early lead of Elements.Pro Gaming, the Husker play was not enough to overcome the team fight. Basically is the summary. So Virtus.Pro taking the first game, now seeing how things go into game number 2. Obviously the draft is underway. I'm BreakCBK, of course, your shoutcaster here. The third pick on either side has already taken place, so let's take a look at the bans initially real quickly. Once again, we had Drow and Shadow Demon bans coming out from Dire. Kunkka Elder Titan bans from Radiant. That left open, I want to say it went, can you actually look back to see who got what? Oh, you can't, so I'm not too sure who was picked, but we have Faceless Void, Oracle, Mirana, Io, a.k.a. Wisp, on the side of Radiant. Then the following bans, they ban Odie and Sandking. They don't ban Tiny. That is, I find that a little curious considering the power of a Wisp Tiny, but I guess that they make it a point they're not too concerned about having to deal with it. So they would rather ban out maybe more comfortable heroes than Odie and Sandking. Thus, the Tiny happens. We saw the Darkseer and the Husker bans actually from Elements. So they ran Husker themselves last game, but of course Oracle on the side of VP this time around. So again, a case of don't want to give up that combo, even though it didn't necessarily work for them in the last game. So now, as far as the overall picks, the Juggernaut Chen coming out for Virtus.Pro, the Tiny and Sven now for the side of Elements. I love seeing that Sven, very strong, hard hitter. Also one that has a lot of potential to be very active with the team earlier on. It kind of feels like, kind of going with the last game as well. Elements is, that was the first time I've ever seen this team, but just from that one game example, they feel like a team that really wants to go, go, go. They're not looking to sit back, run the 4-1 strat, wait for their anti-mage or whatever, and just get a ton of farm, and then eventually try to win the game. This feels like a team that loves to put the pressure on early and loves to get kills. And loves to, end the game sooner than later. So Sven kind of fits that mold, I feel like, a lot better than maybe some carries. So strong pick there indeed. The final bans on either side now. Witch Doctor banned by Virtus.Pro right here. As far as the support option goes. So again, kind of continues that trend of a very aggressive support hero that they could go up against. Not wanting to deal with it. The cast can be really annoying. The ultimate of Witch Doctor also a lot of potential to set up some kills and ganks. Just not going to let them get it. So they throw out that ban. The final ban for Elements on the other side. Still plenty of time to go. See which direction they go in here. Sorry, just answering a message right there. They're going to use a bit of their time to figure out this final ban. So what do they still need? They got their... by the way, Chen, that's kind of just hitting me that we're seeing a Chen here. I love seeing a Chen. I know jungle isn't a very, very popular role in the Dota 2 meta right now, but Chen is a fantastic hero to watch, especially in good hands. So really excited to see it for VP. I don't know exactly who's going to be playing it. I'm trying to think who was playing the other Titan last game. I want to say it was Lit. So is Lit going to be on Chen this game, or maybe do they have a Chen-specific player? We'll see. The ban on the Magnus here coming out from Elements.Pro Gaming. So that's that means they're figuring well, Magnus, I thought he was more of a mid hero, but I guess
reserve time.
So that means they believe Juggernaut's going to end up core. I don't know, this lineup here at Virtus.Pro, this is one of those you're not really sure where they're going with it. So I guess that's just Magnus happens to be, pretty good here in this case. I'm not too familiar with passive, but I know the Empower, in general can be, strong. Obviously the ultimate, what is the name of the thing that he pulls everything in?
10 seconds.
I'm blanking on the name now. Anyways, you know what I'm talking about. Could set up some strong wombo combo that with the Faceless Void as well. So
Dire team
Keeper of the Light, final pick from Elements right here. Coming out. So that's going to be their 4 role here, most likely. Meaning Mirana will end up mid-court, or actually, Mirana offlane?
10 seconds remaining.
Or are they going aggressive tri-lane here? Are we going to see some kind of aggressive tri-lane?
5 seconds remaining.
Maybe something like a Wisp Tiny Keeper? Is that a thing? I mean, Timbersaw going to be the final pick for Virtus.Pro. All right, so, I mean, there's so much. The Virtus.Pro lineup, now this is, unlike last game, this is a game where I feel like the lanes are a lot less obvious in terms of who's going where exactly. So it is going to be lit on that Shen, so I was right on that, it looks like. RP, that's what it's called, Reverse Polarity. That's what it is. I was blanking on that name right there. The Reverse Polarity of Magnus. Anyways, they go with the Timbersaw final pick. I know that he has potential to be in the off lane most likely, so if I had to guess, kind of just simply guessing with what we see here, Timbersaw off lane. We got Juggernaut in the middle, and Faceless Void in the safe lane? I mean,
remaining.
I don't know. I don't know exactly what we're going to see here. Honestly, again, on the
5
side of
remaining.
Elements as well, I'm not too sure, really, what to expect to see coming out from them when it comes to these lanes. So, let me switch to free camera here. That's why. All right, quick pause at the beginning of the game. And we are good to go. Ramses is their carry player. Oh, yeah, I guess I could kind of refer to that. Wait, but he's on the Timbersaw, so... Yeah, Ramses was on the Faceless last game, you're right. But he's on the Timbersaw. I mean, they're not running a carry Timbersaw, obviously. Are they? Is that a thing? I mean, they got a Faceless Void and a Juggernaut here. I don't know. It doesn't mean he's going to be carry. I get that. I mean, just more in the short lane in general. But, okay, it is going to be a Timbersaw short lane. Yeah, you guys are right. Faceless Void will end up in the long lane, or the off lane, and that means Juggernaut is going to be in the middle. Okay. Interesting. All right. So that must be a matchup pick right there then, right? Because, obviously, with their final pick, choosing to go Timbersaw in the short lane, where they maybe could he potentially be really good against an aggressive tri-lane maybe, and they thought that could have been happening? I don't know. I'm trying to overthink this perhaps, but at the same time, trying to make some logic of the situation. Mirana is going to be off lane, it looks like, or are they just giving up the lane? Is this going to be one of those not even bothering with the lane situations? No, he's going to be off lane, right?
I'll take that as tribute.
All right, well, see how it kind of plays out. Yeah, Tiny Wisp will end up in the middle. And then Sven Keeper in the bottom. So not going to be seeing the tri-lane, more of a 2-2-1 setup instead. Mid-shear, he's going to be possibly just playing roam from the beginning. Safe lane is the long lane. What? That doesn't make sense. I mean, maybe it does, I don't know. All right, so Juggernaut, again, ends up in the middle. He's going to go up against the Tiny Wisp combo. Obviously, this combination here is a very popular one, you know, in many player heroes especially, and one that can be a pub stomp combo as well, is safe to say. So looking forward to seeing how the LeBron Dota and Go... I still haven't figured out how to pronounce this guy's name. Go G1? I'll just say Go G1. Now, we always called it the short lane, the top being the short lane, simply because when you're playing in it, you're playing closer to your tower than you would on the other side. Like, obviously, in this case, being the long lane for the Radiant side, because they have to go up much longer to ultimately get to the creep wave, and they're much more further away from the tower. That is the mentality that, you know, Han players, at least what, as a cast, you know, casting Han, that's what we had with that. So, to hear that the long lane is referred to as the top lane, it's kind of it's just a little odd. But I mean, I can understand that reasoning too. So that's something I'll just have to get used to, I guess. You see Chen going at it with Mirana in the jungle up here. 2-minute rune. Oh, haste bottled up quickly by the Wisp. And going immediately back to the Tiny here. So that's another advantage that having the Wisp combo has. I mean, obviously, Wisp just picks up that bottle, able to put the tether up and kick in the regen for both of them. That's right, I got some Wisp action under my belt recently. Gotta say, I'm pretty good with the hero. One of the best, some might say. Blade is in trouble here in the jungle. See these auto attacks from Mirana, gonna leap in, but leaps past the trees. That's a little juke right there from Chen. Very well played, actually. He did a good job of acting like he was going one way and then went the other. And as a result, Mirana unable to chase him down. But it seems like the early start here, let's get the last hits up. But the early start for Chen is being locked down. He is level 2 at least. Yeah, and Chen with the level, you can get 2 at level, okay, that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Juggernaut, he's in total middle lane, the combo from Tiny. Mirana getting here late. There's a tether from Wisp. However, there's support. Actually, that's just the support, excuse me, coming out. He gets tossed back in. He's going to go for the turn kill himself. It's, oh, the auto attack not going off in time. And down goes the Juggernaut. Wow, Tiny also getting extra low right there. But he'll barely survive as Wisp going to throw some life into him as well, using that overcharge of his on top of that just to make sure. Throughout that fight, so barely helping us save the Tiny right there. But good first blood nonetheless from Elements. Again, similar to last game. You see the Centaur here of Chen trying to maybe get a stomp off or maybe just simply farm with it. He's going to instead go back into the jungle though and continue to farm for the time being. Last inning though, Timbersaw is having a great time here at the top lane. 26-3 now. You have Sven on the other side at 22-8 against the Faceless Void over here. Faceless at 9-1. So Bash Brock's there, and actually needs to be careful himself, though he does have that time block. And he'll use it, he'll be fine. He actually dodges the Illuminate right there, Keeper the Light. Keeper now gets his third ability, the Chakra. The Chakra. Chakra magic. Mana Leak, definitely an annoying ability that they're going to have to deal with throughout this game, of course. Oh, there's initiation from Oracle onto Sven, but not really much follow-up. Simply harassment coming out. I guess maybe it was perching off above that was on him. I didn't notice if he had one on him or not.
Not.
Just continues the harassment there. This middle lane, though, Juggernaut 18-6, Tiny is 24-8, so Tiny definitely has the advantage there. Power Tread's on the way. But Juggernaut now has the 5 stacks of those infused raindrops we talked a little bit about last game. So you see right here some harassment from Tiny. Now comes the spin, though, from Juggernaut and the counter harassment. Oracle killed himself to neutral creeps. Oh, he actually got to kill himself, though, first. Okay. Keep the light going down here at the bottom lane. So that must have, you know, obviously making a good play to not only get the kill, but then get killed by the neutrals on top of that, and actually ties it up at 1 apiece now. As far as the hero kills go, the lack of camera work right there. Apologize. Yeah, can you purge off the Chakra Man? I assume you can. I don't see why not. I know there's different levels of this spells I got to show say for certain. Oracle's in trouble though. The Illuminate burst. And he gets completely turned out. Is that like God's Strength? Yeah, God's Strength activated by Sven as well. You see a Faceless Void will time lock away at least, but I think Oracle underestimated the turnaround right there of Elements. I mean, he knew Wisp was down there as well, so really not too sure what Oracle was thinking. He does have his Disarm. I'm not exactly sure how that came into play there. I assume he has it leveled up. Yeah, the Fate's Edict here. That could potentially be really good for saving himself against the Sven or his teammate, but
Radiant's top tower
that's the thing with Oracle. It's like all of his abilities, you know, have that offensive or defensive capability. It's kind of picking and choosing which one makes best in that tense situation.
Radiant structures.
Saw an arrow dodge there by Juggernaut. Meanwhile, well played on his part.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Heavy push though. This is the power of Chen. Earlier on in the game, starts getting some creeps up. In this case, has the Wild Wing Ripper, as well as the Centaur. Oh, the Centaur died right there. Oh, he has a Satyr here. Gonna throw out the Purge, actually. Mirana is gonna be able to leap away, but Timbersaw follows it up. Throws out the chainsaw there. Is it gonna be enough damage in the end? Yes, it is. Cuts right through him, activating the chakram. And a whirling death. I gotta say, Timbersaw is another hero that I do have to learn a little bit more myself. You see right there, not very comfortable exactly. I know that he has a lot of burst, a lot of mobility though. Using it right there with me. That looked a little funny. Juggernaut actually getting chucked in to assist and basically get the kill on a Wisp, meanwhile in the middle lane. So nice take on him. Oh, Omni Slash was used actually. He must have used it on the Tiny. Tiny throwing him away. So, but yeah, good game coming out from Chen right there, taking over the Purge Creep. I'm not exactly sure the Satyr. Okay, it's this one here. No, that's Mana Break. This guy, the Purge.
Radiant's top tower
Satyr
is under
Banisher.
attack.
Double damage bought him. Juggernaut. We'll bottle that up. Yeah, people suggesting Coddle very good against Timbersaw with that mana leak. However, you know, Timbersaw was picked after the Coddle, though. So, I mean, again, that was a final pick Timbersaw coming out from VP. Yeah, especially being played in the top lane there. As Wisp runs into the army trap of Shen. He's going to be able to tether to his teammate, though, and get on out of there. The tether range pretty long. Oh, Tiny! Meanwhile, combos on the creeps. Going to take them out. So, yeah, that's pretty brutal for a Chen player. Losing all those creeps this early on in the game. Not the easiest to kind of just recover on. So even though he didn't get a hero kill there, still a very good job by Tiny. At least both getting some farm, but also slowing down Chen quite a bit.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
That was Timbersaw looking with that. It's got that point booster. I believe the Bloodstone is what we should expect to see on him. Very strong item, of course. Oracle and Faceless Void making some moves. The Chronosphere is ready to go as they rotate towards the middle. Tiny's in trouble right here, and he does have no freaking clue. What a smoke in. And Tiny, look at that spin just on the outskirt as well. Is it enough damage? Oh man, Wisp with the save initially, and it's gonna be enough in the long run. What a save there, the Infus as well. Big counter stun from Sven. The cleave comes out with the god damage. The toss in on the creep to take out Shen on top of it, and a big turnaround. 4 elements right there, but 1 for nothing. What a huge turn. Even the Hand of God he used, but not enough for Chen to survive. Man, that's a powerful Wisp though. He turns on that overcharge, helping to save his Tiny teammate. Again, Murata also her ultimate activated of the Moonlight Shadow. And bought the time to survive. That was big. Big, big, big there. Because that also means the Blink Dagger on Tiny now is just that much closer now. 1,900 gold saved up. Obviously, it would have been further away if he was to die there. And slowing down quite a bit. So we're going to see about a 12-minute Blink Dagger at this point. Which, considering he went the full Magic Wand and the Power Treads first, seems like a pretty good timing. Take a look at the warding stats. Let's go to the graphs first. So we got net worth kind of climbing back up right there after what just happened. Almost even, in fact. Experience, pretty similar story. Slight advantage for VP, but nothing too drastic here. As far as vision goes, see a very aggressive warding in the middle lane, just beyond the tower range by the Radiant side. On the Dire side, they got one over here on the statues, more near that top lane over there. There's another smoke purchase, Oracle. Saw what happened last time though in the middle lane, as despite it being a very good initiation. It's obviously just a better turn by the Radiant side here. As Sven picks up an Oblivion Staff.
Under attack.
What I'm going to see from that again, it's not going to be obviously the It's going to be the Echo Saber. Okay, yeah. I was playing it. I was like, I went to Orchid immediately with the Oblivion Staff. I'm like, that's not going to be that. But yeah, the Echo Saber, of course, is a very go-to item onto Sven there. It's a very excellent farming tool. Allows him to farm very quickly with that cleave especially. And is in general a strong item to have. You see it getting tossed back in his Juggernaut, but he just continues to spin on top. Now there's a stun as soon as it finishes. And now here comes some turn potential. The Sentry's put down. The Healing Ward even. And Juggernaut will survive it. A Blink Dagger, of course, on to Tiny now. Good job by no one there, using the spin before the stun happens. Thus preventing the damage, of course. How's Mirana been doing? Her farm, let's take a look at the net worth here. Not the greatest, 3,000 gold net worth, but again, this is more of an off-lane roaming Mirana here than anything. And there's the Echo Saber, though, finished by Swift Ending, playing the Sven here, excuse me. That with the help of the Dominator and the Power Treads. Has his really core farming tools now. And expect that to kind of start taking off. You see the jungle, not really any stacks to work with, unfortunately. How about the Ancients? They do got a stack over here on the Ancients, at least. You see the ranged creep doing the pull there. Kind of failing of sorts. Almost dying, in fact. But Sven, I'm sure, going to make his way over there in the near future. I'll look to do that, as that was the Hand of God going out. Starting on middle lane, maybe some pressure, but bottom lane, Timbersaw, uh-oh, he's in trouble. Lootouts are coming out, but that mana leak as well as everything else. Wisp ports in, he gets away initially, actually, and now goes the chainsaw. He's going to turn, baby. It ain't going to happen, though. He can be somewhat tanky with that reactive armor, of course, but it wasn't to be. Everyone ultimately down here, but back in the middle lane, the port back. That's the downside, of course, of the Wisp port. You get ported back, they can see where, they relocate. The fact that he took Tiny with him, you definitely got to question that. I mean, obviously, maybe he didn't realize that they were all going to be there, but if he does not take Tiny with him, of course, Tiny's going to be fine, and he definitely had a choice to not do that. But they both go down as a result, so as far as the exchange goes, definitely in favor of the dire side here of VP. So 2-for-1 exchange, and they get the tower kill on top of that. Pretty excited about them for sure. Yeah. That's quite the present. Not only seeing, you know that Wisp is coming back, but it's like, oh, you also brought Tiny with you. We'll gladly take that too. I do think Sven has to get over here to these Ancients ASAP though. Unless they plan to keep on stacking, and I guess you can. Oracle, he's being pressured by Mirana here. Uh-oh, Omni Slash, no, he doesn't have it. But the spin comes out, the immobilize initially. Out comes a big nuke from Shen. And down he goes. That's the W, right? Yeah, the test of faith. That's so interesting how it's RNG based here in with the Shen. Not used to that, but oh my gosh, big combo though on Oracle. He got a little too antsy right there, checking, guessing he was going to ward or something, but now comes Timbersaw now, flying in with that Timber chain of his, continuing to go further, but just cannot be mobile enough. And they'll instead work their way to the lane as you see the 8 charges of the Bloodstone here on a Timbersaw now. Having that item to go with the cloak, but pushing into the tower. Illuminate going to be used to counter push a little bit. Obviously, Keeper of the Light, that's where he's also going to shine too. Kind of good counter push against Shen here. But this tower, it is going to fall. And Shen with the point booster, I'm going to assume, I think Ags is actually pretty good on him, right? He's still able to take over Ancients. And I did get to see that in one game that I happened to watch earlier where those auras of the Ancients are absolutely insane on what they provide. So I'm gonna say that will be an Axe Scepter here by Shen coming out. At least that's the idea of it. And again, it seems like it does make a lot of sense. So looking forward to seeing that making its way out. How about Tiny here? Has this Oblivion Staff going to be coming out. Now him, I assume that's going to be an Echo Saber as well. I know it's considered pretty good on him because he's such a hard hitter with that grow of his, the ultimate. But I mean, I guess an Orchid wouldn't be out of the question, being the initiator that he is. Top lane, Timbersaw, they're going to try. Sven jumps in, God strength is up. Here's the tiny follow-up. It is enough to reactivate her, not enough to survive. But at what cost right here? Chronosphere coming out for Faceless. He immediately goes on to Wisp. And in comes a spin from Juggernaut as well. Wisp doing his best to juke and jive right here. He's going to be immobilized now. There's the Omni Slash that cut through him, and he goes down. Time walk away. Disarm on his Sven, by the way. He's trying to run back in. The bull goes out and stuns a couple. And look at that. The Echo Saber Brock gets the kill on a Faceless Void. And now the stun on 2 from Tiny. What a combo. However, it comes at the cost of his own life right there as he gets turned by the Chen. And the Oracle. Out comes some of the Hammer Stun onto Chen, though. And now Oracle on the run. The Storm Hammer even. Oracle is going to be able to TP. Oh my god, no he's not. That Echo Saber, man. So much burst damage. And he kills the creep on top of that. So, wow. Look at that net worth there of Sven. 12,000 gold lead all of a sudden. Timbersaw next in line with 7,300. Absolutely ridiculous. Got a team net worth as well, and obviously in favor of Elements after that. Yeah, Sven is hitting ridiculously hard already. He has a level 3 God Strength now, and he just got his BKB on top of that. Mirana is going to start assisting some good damage too. Tiny now has his Echo Saber. Definitely some nice things coming together on the side of Elements here.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Shout out to Pixelated. Yasha picked up here onto Juggernaut. Vladimir's offering on Faceless Void in the meantime. Just going through and checking out some key item pickups here. Other than that, nothing too much else that we haven't already mentioned. Coddle. He may get caught. Yep, the Fortune's End not in range. Vision-wise, I thought he might have been placed with some vision up here, but no, it doesn't look like it.
Middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Well, they tried to make him catch up on Sven. That would be huge. You know he's worth a lot right now, but unable to. Granted, that BKB is going to make it extra difficult to kill. Even if they get a Chronosphere on him, it's, you know, Juggernaut's not really able to assist with that. They're going to rely on Timbersaw to be dealing some good damage maybe from the outskirts. I don't know, the Chronosphere, I'm not saying it's going to be a hinder here necessarily for VP, but you do, again, have to be careful with it. More than likely using it on the supporting cast to get them picked off instead. As the movement continues with Wisp and Tiny. Relocate is ready to go. Not choosing to go anywhere just yet. Obviously, VP's doing a good job of making sure not to be caught by themselves as God's straight. No, that was just a work right there. By Sven. Oh, the arrow connects though. Timbersaw, look at the jump immediately from Sven. He is dropping quickly. Hand of God comes out the big Chronosphere hitting 4 heroes. But not really a lot of follow-up just yet. Mirana, though, feeling the pain all of a sudden. The God Strength is out from Sven, though. Combo from Tiny. Timbersaw, though, he's still a half-life. He's still good to go, actually. Bloodstone assisting with that somewhat. Stun, though, from Sven with that Hammer Storm. He's falling with the auto attack. Echo Saber Brock gets the kill on a Timbersaw. Spin from Juggernaut's just not going to be enough. Again, the lack of overall damage output seems to be very evident here from the side of VP. Tiny and Sven just wrecking face left and right. They take out Chen as well. And the Illuminate spam in the background, keeping the wave pushed up as well as some added damage. There's a catch on the Oracle. He pops the Fate's Edict on himself. That's not going to matter, though. And the tower will now be in trouble here in the middle lane. Elements, they're down 1-0 here in the series, but they'll look at a force a third and final game for sure with the victory here. Did I actually say Hammer Storm, or are you guys just saying that?
Dire's middle tower.
I said Hammer Storm, didn't I? Damn it. Faceless Void. Oh, he gets pushed back, though. I call the blinding light there. So, not able to counter-initiate as the middle tower goes down. Storm Hammer. That's why it's confusing. Sven going back in. Speaking of that storm, holy crap, the crits are real. The crystal is picked up from Sven, and that's showing off right there. This farm is getting out of hand now for Virtus.Pro Gaming. The catch on the Oracle. DC's already happening. Good game, well played. Game 2, another quick one, but it will go in favor of Elements here. Holy crap. I mean, so game 1, what, like 27 minutes? Game 2, maybe 22 minutes at the most there? Oh, jeez. This series, man, just action-packed. And we have a game 3 coming up as a result. Very well played there by the Radiant side in the case of Virtus.Pro Gaming. You know, except for the draft there, and just for the first game even, it really feels like this team loves action, and they're all about the go, go, go. And another example of that there in game number 2. Not only with the lineup, but once it just got turned on. The Echo Saber onto Sven, clearly doing work. Not only is it a great farming tool, but obviously huge for putting out some good damage in those team fights. Able to get the damage done. So we never got to see those the taking over the Ancients from Coddle, unfortunately. Definitely a very good later game securing tool, but that even makes more sense as to why the Radiant was just so all about the early game progress there. So well played again, and they take game number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, game number 3 going to be coming up. I want to thank you guys for tuning into this VOD here. Look forward to one more game going to be coming at you. Who will be the final champion? Will it be Virtus.Pro Gaming or Virtus.Pro? We're going to find out next here. Stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back. All right. So this is let me double check that. This is only a best of 3, right? Oh my god, it's a best of 5. I think it might be a best of 5, actually. Oh, shit. Okay, well, I guess we're in for a little bit longer of a series than I thought we were. I just assumed it was a best of 3, but I just quickly looked at the Liquipedia here. Looks like it's actually best of 5. Zahoosh, how's it going, man? I'm doing good. I'm having some fun here today. Casting some really good. This is some of the best Dota I've casted so far, I think. In terms of, it's not only just obviously, you know, very